What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it looks like the United States has some issues regarding its nuclear cruise missile. So poor B-52 readiness, creating testing challenges for new AGM-181A nuclear cruise missile. The B-52 fleet is in need of an upcoming upgrade and has been in high demand, as well as suffering a tragic loss recently in California, I believe. I made a separate video reporting that, but I'm going to be reading from the Warzone website, so all credit to them. The Government Accountability Office, or GAO, says low availability of unnamed legacy aircraft has created hurdles for flight testing of the new AGM-181A long-range standoff nuclear-armed cruise missile. The B-52 is the only platform known to be involved in this effort for the Americans. The fleet of these bombers is highly in demand, underscored by heavy use in strikes on Iran earlier this year, and has also recently suffered a tragic loss. U.S. Air Force officials have previously highlighted how the relatively small number of B-52s in service currently and the heavy demands placed on them create challenges when it comes to modernizing the aircraft themselves. GAO, a congressional watchdog, provided new details about flight testing plans and other aspects of the LRSO program in an annual report published last week. The AGM-181A has been in active development since COVID, since 2020, when the Air Force chose Raytheon to be the prime contractor. LRSO reported unfavorable cost and schedule changes over the past year, GAO reported. For example, flight testing challenges, largely due to the poor readiness rates of legacy aircraft supporting LRSO testing, resulted in a 4-month delay to its initial capability. The Air Force is now aiming to reach initial operational capability with the AGM-181 in November 2030. GAO says that there have been 9 LRSO test flights since October 2024. That is when developmental testing of the missile began. 6 of those flight tests, along with 7 ground test events, occurred last year. In a report dated December 2022, the Pentagon had previously disclosed 9 more test flights as part of earlier phases of the program. Whether additional test flights occurred between December 22 and October 24 is unclear. Since our last assessment, program officials realigned the test schedule, leaving less time to complete the 27 remaining test flights before operational testing starts in September 2027. The report GAO put out last week also notes. However, they noted that some retesting can still be accommodated. As noted, the B-52 is the only aircraft known to be involved in the LRSO flight testing and certainly meets the definition of a legacy platform because of how old it is, right? The last of these bombers rolled off Boeing's production line in 1962, which is insane. They're super old, right? Though the remaining examples have been upgraded repeatedly since then. The sighting last year of a B-52 carrying a pair of AGM-181s, or relevant test articles, on a pylon under its right wing, offered the first public glimpse of the missile. Spotters have caught these bombers supporting LRSO tests on several other occasions since then. And we had really good photos when the B-52 had these AGMs on it. The Air Force currently has 75 B-52H bombers in service currently in total. The entire fleet is never available at any one time for tasks of any kind due to routine maintenance and other factors. The mission capable rate for the bombers has been hovering between 50 and 55% in recent years. In addition, only one of the bombers is explicitly set aside to support test and evaluation efforts. B-52s from operational units are also used to support research and development and test and evaluation work on a more ad hoc basis. This is on top of the heavy operational demands put on the fleet, both for conventional combat operations and as a key component of the air leg of America's nuclear deterrent triad. As mentioned, B-52s were heavily utilized just earlier this year for conventional strikes on Iran, adding to these strains and demands, right? So, last month, the Air Force also lost one of its B-52s in a fatal crash at Edwards Air Force Base in California, which tragically killed all 8 people on board. And I have a separate video on that if you want to learn about it. But the aircraft in question was headed out on a flight test in support of a critical radar modernization program for the bombers when it went down. So, it literally crashed as it was taking off. Very sad. Eight Americans dead because of that, and we lost a B-52 as well, right? The radar modernization effort is part of a slew of major upgrades for the B-52 fleet, which also includes all new engines, improved communication suits, and more. The upgrades are so substantial that the bomber's designations will change from B-52H to J, B-52J. Is the new name in the process. They are also in line to see their arsenals grow, including the addition of the LRSO. The future B-52Js are set to continue serving through at least 2050. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed watching and learned something, please type a comment down below, smash the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, and check out the older videos on the channel. Until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.